Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about A$AP Rocky's new single, Punk Rocky. This is the first single off of A$AP Rocky's new upcoming album, Don't Be Dumb, and this single was released with a music video to go along with it. We're going to be talking about the song as well as the music video today, so the video is going to be broken up into two parts. Now, for a little background, this is A$AP Rocky's first album in 8 years, since 2018's Testing. In case you were wondering, since the release of his last album, he was incarcerated in Sweden for the assault and was pretty much not sure when he was going to be able to come home. He then had, I think, 3 kids now with Rihanna. And then he also just beat his felony assault trial, I think earlier in 2025. So, I mean, I guess at least he's been keeping busy since the last album. So getting into the song, we're going to start with the art. And the art is styled to look like a PS1 video game cover. And there's even a cartoon of A$AP Rocky that looks like it was sort of almost like inspired by anime. The track is just under 4 minutes long, and to my surprise, it's actually a sort of pop punk and grunge rock sort of sound with elements of EDM. The song has a very euphoric mood, and the instrumentation feels very passionate. And while the instrumentation is very passionate, which you can honestly feel when you're listening to it, the vocal delivery is a bit more apathetic, which I think is a nice contrast to the instrumentation, especially with the style of the pop punk and sort of grunge rock sound that he was clearly going for. The track is very fast paced, and the drums are pulsing through the entire track, and those two things combined really create this driving force that carries you through the entire song. And while this is a fast paced track, it does take some moments throughout to really slow down and take its time. This is a layered track. There's definitely a lot going on. It's a little ethereal, but everything sounds very resonant, and overall I think it has a great mix. This track isn't super intense, but it's not the calmest track ever either. I'd say it's somewhere between like a high energy and a low energy, but definitely leaning more towards the high energy end of the spectrum. The lyrics of this track describe a relationship where he seemingly fell in love with the one, but then realized that that was just a fluke as the relationship began to sour and then fall apart. And this next part, I know it's probably just artistry, but I can't help but think about him and Rihanna. It seems like it's just more of a description of their relationship with lyrics like, she doesn't want to be my wife anymore, and she's not in my life anymore, things like that. But I'm not going to speculate on their relationship, but overall the lyrics seem to point to a common theme of just a love that wasn't meant to be, that wasn't a true love, and just kind of fell apart. One last thing I wanted to point out about this track is the drums at around the 2 minute and 50 second mark really remind me of the drums on the song Jerk It Out by the Caesars. Moving on to the music video. The video itself is hilarious, and it's also very cinematic. So the video starts with this buff, angry guy who's talking to the cops that he called for a noise complaint, as it pans over to the garage where we see a rave going on. Inside the garage, we see a bunch of people just raving. They're dancing to some EDM music, and we see A$AP Rocky in that rave, and shortly thereafter he gets kicked in the face, and that's where the actual song begins. There's this really cool shot right after where the cop slams down like 3 different guys' heads on the hood of the car, which matches up with the drum beat, and it just is very satisfying to watch. And the 4th guy that gets slammed down on the hood of the car is A$AP Rocky, and he's got this black eye from when he got kicked, and it looks real nasty, but it's also a mouth sort of superimposed over where his eye should be that's singing along, and it just looks really weird and really nasty. They're continuing to rave later on, and the angry buff guy is real mad and goes over to fight them. And while he's fighting the whole crowd of them, another neighbor sees them and calls the cops. And so all the rave people get arrested and go to prison. In prison, we see them continuing to rave pretty much the whole time. and then that transitions to them at a house party where they're just having a great time. The angry buff guy is back, and he's real pissed that they're partying again, and he ends up throwing a passed out guy from the driveway through the second floor bathroom window where A$AP Rocky was. A$AP Rocky jumps out the window, and then there was a girl in the shower apparently, and she pokes her head out. And the video ends with A$AP Rocky in the back of a cop car, and you can see he's trying to like break free, and then the car crashes and he flies out in this comically silly fashion. But overall, I think the song was really good. I really enjoyed the music video that went along with it. They both had me excited, more excited than I was, if you can believe it, for the album. And yeah, I definitely think you should check them out if you haven't already. Well, that's all I've got for this video. Thanks for listening to me yap about this song. If you enjoyed it, and if you're excited for the upcoming album, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be talking about the album when it comes out. But I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you next time.